We interrupt this record for a live report from in front of the convention center in downtown Colfax. Take it away, Dave Dinkle.
Thank you. Dave Dinkle here along with Rhoda Gunch. And in just a moment, we'll be talking with the two gubernatorial candidates, Barry Farmstead and Roseanne Conklin. They're here in Colfax to debate the issues before the 29th Annual Hog Confinement Sanitary Engineers Convention.
That's right, Dave. Over 40,000 members and their wives have jammed into the Colfax Convention Center for this momentous occasion.
If we might, Rhoda, while both candidates are worming their way up to our microphones, let's take a quick listen to what's going on inside. The 250-voice Iowa Porkette Choir is performing on the stage right now.
They're a great group of gals, comprised of the wives and daughters of Iowa's pork producers.
At this moment, they're performing one of their original gospel tunes called Beating a Path to Heaven.
That's one of my favorites.
Well, let's listen in.
We got the beat, we got the beat, we got the beat. Yeah, we got it!
Wasn't that great?
Very inspirational.
With me now is the Republican candidate for the office of governor of Iowa, Barry Farmstead. Mr. Farmstead, my first question, sir. With unemployment so high, you've claimed time and time again to have the solution worked out. You've said you'd put all of the out-of-work Iowans back to work. Just where, may I ask? Well, whatever you say. Tell me, Mr. Farmstead, who's your strongest block of supporters?
Older women.
Why do you seem to appeal to this group so strongly?
Body language.
Thank you. Now to Rhoda.
With me is Iowa's first female gubernatorial candidate, Roseanne Conklin. When you were a little girl, what did you dream of growing up to be?
Waitress in a cocktail bar.
How interesting. There's been a lot of talk about your not paying any taxes this year. Why didn't you?
There ain't no money in this running around.
Back to you, Dave.
Mr. Farmstead, there's a rumor that your wife is very unhappy with the remodeling of Terrace Hill, and has said that if you're elected, one of the first things she's going to do is have it redecorated. Who's she going to hire to do the work?
She said I'm gonna hire a wino and he'll decorate our home.
My heavens, well, what will some of the changes be?
We'll take out the dining room table. We'll put a bar along that wall, and a neon sign will point the way to our bathroom down the hall.
It's quite evident that this campaign has put a lot of mental stress on your wife. How does she feel about Miss Conklin anyway?
Black panties with an angel's face.
One last question. You said that if you should lose this election, that you'd still stand side by side with your fellow Iowans. What did you mean by this, sir?
I need a job, I'm out of work.
I guess that's an honest answer. Back to you, Rhoda.
Ms. Conklin, you seem to be very popular among the young voters. Why is that? You claim to have done a lot of research on Iowa's needs. Where did you go to get your information?
Ooh, I've been to Georgia and California.
What did you find out?
Oh, I've been to Nice and the Isle of Greece while I sip champagne on a yacht.
Well, yes, what conclusions have you reached?
Well, the rock still rolls, the beat goes on. After all this time.
Now, Mr. Farmstead, what's your, excuse me, sir, but you're perspiring. Do you feel okay? Well, I hope you get the feeling better soon. Do you have a closing remark for Ms. Conklin?
And how about you, Roseanne? What's your response to that remark?
Well, it's time for the debate to begin. Tell me, Rhoda, do you think the crowd will be receptive to the candidates?
I don't see why not, Dave. Hog confinements and politics have a lot in common. They both do a lot of shoveling.
Well, this is Dave Dinkle.
And Rhoda Gunch.
Now, back to the studio.